Hello.
Good for you guys.
Hi. So I know if we can have all the veterans to stand up so we can recognize you for your service to America and humanity around the world. We are very grateful for your service, especially coming from places that really need it, like where we came from. And we also want to give thanks to Nevada Honor Flight, President John, and all the members of Nevada Honor Flight for allowing our family to be present here with all your events. Thank you. It's an honor and to get to know you more by having more times like this. And we give gratitude to the grace of God for placing us here in this country that has freedom and is filled with love for humanity. Our family was given a chance for a new life. Coming from a country with shortcomings and lacking basic elements to build society and stable life for everyone, and now entering a country that enabled me and my family to have life and to be transformed by the light of freedom, as well as learning to share love between people. Truly, freedom is not free. We have to fight and sacrifice for the goal of preserving and defending it. And the Vietnam War that aunts and uncles have served and sacrificed, they left for the life of the people of Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia a seed of truth from God, a seed of freedom, for the goal of soul and love that surpassed the boundary of country, skin color, language, culture, and religion. And Vietnam history has left these marks 1,000 years under Chinese domination, almost 100 years under French colonization, 5 years under Japanese Greater East Asia strategy. And this perspective has led us to recognize that the word freedom was present in the life of the people. It went beyond just an aspiration for freedom. The word freedom, gained by the courageous spirit of service and sacrifice, left by the more than 58,000 souls of aunts and uncles in the duty as soldiers for freedom, came to save the life of the people who were living under feudalism, starvation, poverty, and whose lives were under constant threat or being persecuted. And our family came here tonight to give our sincere gratitude to America and American citizens, and to follow the example shown by the sacrifice of aunts and uncle. Aunts and uncle left their futures in their youth, put on the uniforms to spread the seed of freedom that granted to America by the grace of God. So tonight we want to lift up prayer to God. We're going to have our boys say the prayer. Do you want me to hold it? So if you would.
Dear God, please keep the souls of aunts and uncles in your love. Bless the veterans and their families, and please come empower America and American citizens.
We give gratitude to God and Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Outstanding.
Thank you, guys.
Predominantly in Parmesan, Germany, near the French border. It gave
opportunity to meet a fine Nevada man whom I married. I have 2 children. One used to live here in Maryland, now lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the other one is in Truckee, California, teaching school.
All right, that's it.
Someone else?
I salute you. You're a wonderful family. God bless you. I went to Vietnam in 1965, a long time ago, on a service and salvage ship to rescue downed pilots, to repair fuel lines that were blown up the night before, only so they could be blown up the day after. I was in the Battle of Chu Lai in 1965. I thought the country was extremely beautiful. I thought the people we met were extremely beautiful. I was in Chu Lai, Da Nang, Vung Tau, Quy Nhon, and then another hot spot, Cam Ranh Bay. Beautiful country, beautiful people, and I'll never forget them. God bless this family, and God bless the USA.
So you can start your talk with your name and end with your name as a repetition.
My name's John, and I went in the Air Force in 1971 through 76, and I was a loadmaster on C-141s, and my most memorable thing that I ever done, and my most heartwarming thing, was when we were pulling the refugees out of Saigon. I mean, it just really touched me. So I can relate to this young lady and her family. God bless them all.
Mountain and Donald did a lot of medevacs, American troops, Marines, Army, and one of the things that we did, which is totally against regulations, we would pick up civilians wounded and take them to Da Nang, and we had a system worked out. We would pick up, we'd get a call from a fire base that we had civilians and that they needed attention, medical attention. So we would go in unannounced. We didn't coordinate it with our air controllers. We'd pick them up, and we'd take them to Da Nang on the southwest corner, outside the wire, and the Navy corpsman would be waiting for us. And we would offload the civilians, because there was a Vietnamese hospital there. We never reported that because it was a court-martial offense. So we did that several times, and I think about one specific child that we picked up. He'd been wounded, and I had to snatch him from his mother and carry him to the helicopter, and the mother was running after me screaming, but we took him with us. And I always wonder what happened to that child, because he would be 50-something years old, and I'm hoping that he survived. But to me, my mission was to save lives, and that was our job, and that's a memory that's etched in my mind, and I hope that that child survived and is still alive now. Thank you.
My name is James Dykes, or Jim Dykes. I was in Vietnam in 1969. And saw crap like the rest of you. But I have to say, I want to salute Al. Al was in World War II. Battle of the Bulge. We all went through crap and saw horror and did things that we'll never forget or talk about. But I don't know if we can compare to what this man saw or did. And the last I want to say, you guys are family to me. Amen.
First class way of Paulson. I live in Susanville. I listened to this young lady. I was in Vietnam from 67 to December 69. It was before she was born. We talked earlier, and I cried. I was a K-9 handler for 196th. I was alert. If it moved like a duck, quacked like a duck, my dog ate it. No, that's not funny. When I'm 18 years old and I'm laying on top of my dog because I got a bullet in my leg, I didn't want my dog killed. It wasn't right. These people did not deserve what I did. They didn't deserve me cutting a 90-pound German Shepherd on little boys, little girls, and your parents. I don't even know who was. And I didn't have the goddamn, pardon my mouth, but I didn't have the goddamn brains to call my dog off. I was trained as a dog handler for 9 months. My only sole job was lead an alert unit. I cut my dog loose when it got near a tripwire or a punching pit. My dog would lay down, period, and look straight at it. And I'd lay on top of my dog so he wouldn't kill him. That's my baby. I talked to this young lady. Yeah, it wasn't right for what I did. No, and I apologize to you. It wasn't right. But I had a job to do. And I had to liberate your people. And that was my sole heart. We had to liberate the South Vietnamese. And that's all I gotta say. My heart is with you. Thank you.
When we say we pray, probably not in my lifetime, maybe in theirs, we'll have a world with no war.
Thank you. Amen.
Just love for fellow mankind. And I would love to see that happen. Again, thank you for being here.
During Korea War, 53 to 57, teaching survival. And when I was asked to volunteer to come and be a part of this program, I hesitated. And the reason was, I've always looked at you guys who are in combat as the real veterans. Those of us that stayed safe stateside and weren't involved in the actual combat to defend our country, I've always looked up to you a lot. And I just want you to know that I'm honored to be a part. Excuse me. But anyway, I'm looking forward to a world that we would all like to see, where people respect each other, that people can get the common grounds, that we can believe in the same thing for a better world, and stop the infighting and global fighting that we're going through right now. I hope this happens. And again, I look up to you guys who are, to me, the real veterans who saw combat, who are the heroes of this group more than anybody else. So I'm honored to be a part of this program. Thank you.
We had a draft back then. I've just been drafted again. I didn't really want to say anything. My name is Glenn Hamilton. I didn't want to say anything because I don't think I've done anything special compared to all the people I've met here. Incredible people. But I actually was drafted in the Navy, and I went in as an enlisted guy and spent about 1.5 years as an electronic warfare operator, which actually wasn't much electronic back then. But then the Navy had what's called an EPO program, which, you know, they have those long acronyms. Navy Enlisted pilot education opportunity. I got drafted into that. And so if I would re-enlist for 8 years instead of 4 years, 8 more years, then I could get into that program. So I figured it'd be better than being enlisted. So I did that. And so that's where I spent time, got transferred to VF31 instead of ship's company. We spent time in the Mediterranean and then on the Saratoga. So I was in Vietnam in 1969 when we got transferred from the 6th Fleet to Westpac. So that was completely different than playing games with the Russians in the Mediterranean to go into a real war. It's a real shocker. But so that's what I did. We ended up escorting A4s and A6s into North Vietnam, and we would do what was called close air support for people on the ground. In other words, get called in to, you know what I'm talking about, to hit areas on the ground. But I'm finding out today from talking to you guys is our close air support, we weren't really very good at it. That some guys say it was either too close or not close enough. So, so anyway, I would think all you guys that I've met, which I think just did a much better job than us. So, thank you.
My name's Frank. The one thing I enjoyed about Vietnam was I was taller than a lot of the Armins there. I had the opportunity to work with some of the Armins, and I would sometimes hop on a deuce and a half with the whole group, and I'd be taller than any of them, and so I was 4'10", 102 pounds. The Marine Corps wouldn't take me. So I went home and then I got drafted. But in Vietnam, it was kind of a strange feeling to love the people, the people I met, the farmers, the people in the field. There were some people that were discriminated against too, as not because they weren't French, Vietnamese, but to listen to their stories. And then have to do what we had to do. But it was an experience, and I'm happy to be back. Thank you.
Speaking a little different perspective, I was a Navy veteran doing naval gunfire support. Our ship would be a mile off the coast. And in lull times when we were not firing, the sampans from Vietnamese would come out to our ship. And we would give them all of our food waste and everything that was leftovers from the meals that we had every day, 3 meals a day. But just to be watching the people so grateful to get the food scraps. And also on the same line, when we pulled into Hong Kong, we could get our entire ship hull painted for the scraps food. Yeah, it was just amazing what people would do for scraps of food.
Charlie Egbert. I joined the Army in 1966, just right out of high school. But I take it from a little different perspective. I grew up in a family, and I researched our ancestors, and we have participated family-wise, ancestral-wise, in every conflict from the Revolutionary War up to present, and of course, you know, with all the results that are included in those things, in the Civil War, the Mexican-American War, anyway, you name it. So we felt in our family that it was our obligation to provide what service we could to the protection of the freedoms that we're talking about, because, as you said, those freedoms don't come free, and each individual should have the thought, I guess, or the incentive to help however they can in preserving that freedom. And it continued. My son was in the Navy. I tried to talk him out of the Navy, but anyway, he joined the Navy. And he was a Navy guy, so I'm afraid it's going to end with my sons, but anyway, that's my perspective. It's something we enjoy, and I mean, being around folks such as you that probably have the same mindset as I, it's just wonderful.
I was in the Navy for 4 years. My disappointment right now is that my grandson's going to be married tomorrow. I wanted to be here so bad. That's the reason I sit down with my grandson and he says, you know, Grandpa, don't worry about it. You go back there and you enjoy it with your friends and who you might want to meet, because this is a once in a lifetime thing. Last night, we heard one of the unbelievable persons break down this little lady right here. What she had to say was just unbelievable, how the United States stood up what they need to do, and they've done it. I think everybody here wants to see, why can't we turn right around and disagree but agree with one another like we used to, especially in Congress and everything. It's just one side wants this and one side wants that. Nobody's going to win that way. So thank you very much for letting me be a part of you.
Vietnam from 65 to 68. My worst experience was when we were shelling the coastline. We were just firing shells. We didn't know what we were looking at. But it came to us one time we had to go up close to the rivers, and the swift boats brought out civilians to our ship. And to see what we were doing to the Vietnam people really upset me, because of the children. It wasn't pleasant to see, but we did what we could, bandaged their wounded, and took them out to the carrier. And spending time with all you people is probably one of the best things that brought these feelings back up. Thank you.
Never got to see anything in Vietnam. We were 68, 69, 70 carriers. I had no desire to go back to the United States because of the way the world was going in Vietnam. I just stayed over there because we were not just going into Vietnam, we were messing with the Chinese, Korea, and the Russians. We could never talk about that. And our United States government should have never started it. We saw later on. Right now, what's going on in this country, when that young man got assassinated the other day, and what's going down in New York, we as Americans don't start standing together, we're going to go down to hell. We've got to stand together today. Democrats, whoever, they've got to get their act together. That's all I can say. We don't. Jesus is going to come back someday, and everybody's going to pay the price if they don't do it now.
I kind of feel like Tex. My name's Carl Keller. I really didn't. I actually turned down this opportunity to come here because I didn't feel I deserved be with people that was in harm's way. I joined in 1959, and I was stationed in Germany. I spent 3 years in one of Hitler's caves, working munitions, nuclear weapons, and they call me a veteran, but my feeling is veterans who are the people who spend time in bad situations. We have a very good friend and neighbor who's from Vietnam, and she tells me about the life that they had in Vietnam. When I was due to transfer back to the United States, the Berlin Wall was built, and so we spent some extra time in Germany because Russia was not looking too good. And my commanding officer asked me if I would consider being a helicopter pilot because he wanted to send me to Vietnam. But I turned it down. Some of my friends went over. Some of my friends and neighbors went over, and their name is on the Vietnam Wall. It's hard for me to stand at the Vietnam Wall knowing that I had a pretty good life, I guess, compared to what many of you had to put up with. But I thought being in Hitler's cage for 3 years was bad. And it was right after, not too long after the war ended anyway, and most of Europe was still in kind of a war zone. Most of the buildings were still tore down. And to me, that's what I saw of war. Nothing.
Hey, I want to tell you something.
You guys
Brothers,
saw.
you're a part of this family. We love you, man.
I'm glad I came.
And we're glad you did.
I'm glad I came to be with you guys.
Carl, you're one of us. My name's Jim Bath. I joined the United States Army 1 week after I turned 17. I went to Vietnam, 1966 to 1969, 2 tours. I was LERP. One of my main jobs was go into occupied villages and bring out the civilians to make sure that you could live like you do now, hopefully. I thank everybody for being here. I'm very proud to be the brotherhood that we all have, and that's about all I can say. Thank you.
Say something. My name is Diane Olkowski Todd. My mother, before there was Blue Star Mothers or anything else, supported all kinds of soldiers in our living room by providing boxes of goodies that we had stacked up in our living room all the time. She mailed them off herself, and she was very proud of me joining the military. And I was very proud to be in a military environment, but it was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, because my mother was the one who inspired me.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank this guy right here, my father. His sacrifice and everything that he did the hard part for me to be here. And in our family, I'm like one of the first college graduates there is. And for me to have that opportunity is
beyond words for myself for the opportunities that this guy gave me. So for me to be able to be here with all of you, I have tremendous respect and overwhelmingly just affection and admiration for all of you, and for this guy right here, for everything that he did, that you did. And I'm here because of him and all of you. So thank you for letting me just be a part of this. And if you need anything, I'm here. So I'll help out any way I can. So that's my job. So thank you all very much.
Thanks a lot. Now I have to talk. Well, I was drafted in '68, sent to Vietnam in '69. I was very fortunate. When I was first drafted, we had to qualify in basic training with M16 and M14. Well, there was 4 of us that couldn't qualify with the M14 because the sights were off, which irritated me because I knew how to shoot. Well, the 4 of us that didn't qualify got sent to artillery, which was one of the luckiest things that ever happened to me. But then again, I got sent up to the DMZ on the big guns, 175 and 8-inch. And we were in a modular unit. Whenever the Marines needed us, we'd send a battery over there for them. Army needed us, Army's needed us. We'd just send our guns to wherever. They were all self-propelled, great big things, bigger than tank retrievers. And quite a few of us didn't come back. And I didn't get a single scratch. So to this day, I still think that I'm one of the luckiest guys on earth, you know? Oh, another thing too, when we were standing in the draft line, Marine Sergeant came out and said, everybody that I point to, I want you to fall out into this line here because this line is too big. Well, the guy in front of me and the guy back of me went over there, and after all of them went over there, he says, well, men, welcome to the United States Marine Corps. So if I'm anything, I'm lucky. There's a lot more to the story too, but that's enough. It's his fault.
I'm Stuart Bryant. I finished working at Southwest Airlines 2 years ago, and I happened to meet John in another capacity. But I'm reflecting to how I came here today, and I can't apologize for the fortunate things that have happened to me. But I want to convey that I just missed getting my draft number. I went down to the customs house and got my draft card, was in college, the war was winding down, and I had a dream of being a pilot. And that dream didn't happen for another 10 years. But I tried to get in the Air National Guard. All the flyboys were coming home, so they didn't have any flight school. And the reason I'm here today is because I wanted to thank you, experience you, all you red shirts, because I've run across you and many others throughout my life. I'm overwhelmed by the love you have for each other. And I don't understand all the little short 3 or 4 letter items that you say, or how big the artillery was. I didn't get to live that. I don't apologize for it, but I thank you for being there for us. Our freedom, our young lady and her family overwhelms me again. I want to thank you all.
I want all the green and the black shirts to stand up. None of this would have happened
about you guys. Me and Bob probably picked on most of you tonight and the whole trip, but it's out of fun. But for all of us red shirts, I just want to say thank you for making this happen. Good. We pulled together and we're going to stay together.
So I'm Richard. I'm Richard, and served in the Navy from 95 to 98.
Use the microphone.
Squeaks. I was in the Navy from 95 to 98, and I haven't, since I got out of the Navy, I haven't felt the kind of camaraderie and familyness that I've felt these last couple of days with you guys since I got out. So I'm happy to be here with Joe. I'm happy to be here and help anybody that I can, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
I've also hostage rescued many times, and one of the guys asked me, why are you looking on the top of the buildings? Well, I always had to look out for snipers. I wish I would have been. You were told the other day.
You know, sitting here listening to you guys talk about feeling that you should be here and not be here, and who did what, and who was in the trenches and who wasn't. I'll tell you, in my mind, y'all are doing something or have done something that I didn't do. I didn't join the service. I honestly was afraid to. And hearing some stories and hearing guys not feel like they belong here, and it's the biggest pile of done I've ever heard. Did something I didn't do, earned it in my book. Can't thank you guys enough for doing what you've done, whether it was
You're here now?
in the trenches or, you know, shining shoes. Still did something I didn't do. You guys deserve every bit of all the treatment that you get, and all have my respect. Thank you.
I just want to let you all know you can feel the emotion in this room. I'm so glad you all had a chance to say what you had to say. If you've been living with it for a while, try and find another group of men that you can, closer to home, that you can spill your guts out to. Let it out. You've all done a tremendous job. You didn't get thanked. You have memories you have to deal with. And just know it's appreciated by all of us here tonight. And most, just about all the people I know. So try and let it out. Find some peace, if you can.
Italian, I usually do this. But I've never been with a bunch of fine people in my life since I met all the Vietnam and Korean veterans. I mean, I had a good time with World War II veterans, but the best time of all was with my buddies, the VFW, who are 99% Vietnam. And I just want you to know, I love you all. There I go.
Boss, got you.
But you have to remember one thing. Probably the same thing in Vietnam War and the World War II. We're forgetting the people like our fathers, grandfathers, and uncles, nephews, and nieces. I'm from the greatest generation, yes, but so are they. They supplied us and you all with the guns and ammunition and ships and airplanes and everything else to win the war and peace on this earth. So let's not forget them. They are people that we should be proud of and remember. It seems like we never bring them up. We never bring them up. We bring all these veterans from World War here, 1, 2, 3, 8, whatever, here I go again. I can't say anymore because I just can't say anymore. I just love everybody, and it's been a wonderful life for me, and I just hope I can stay around long enough to see more and more of you all. And God bless everybody, and God bless America.
Miss Barbara, and because of honor flight and seeing these guys every time I would come in, watching boys as young, shorter, and watching them grow, to watch the family that is there all the time, the dedication and the gratitude that you express is so warmly felt. Really appreciate you guys.